In this melody by Maurice Ravel, we have six in this excerpt. We have an excerpt from a melody for voice and piano by Maurice Ravel, Manteau de fleurs here, and they ask us to reconstruct these bars, these six bars, by dragging the colored bits on the bottom line. There is also a question there, which is the difference between the original and our reconstruction. So we can guess that our reconstruction will not be identical to the original gray segment there. We have to find out why it's not identical. The best thing is to listen to this and to try to do it by yourself, of course. I suppose you did this and you came back. And let's now consider, instead of only the oral aspect of it, also the score. So if you can't read music, that's not a problem. Just look at the picture, I would say. So we can easily see that this first bar is repeated identical here, and it's repeated there. And this other bar is repeated as well, once and twice. So we have two fragments there. We just have to drag and drop each fragment 3 times to reconstruct this. Now the question is, which one is the first and which one is the second? Well, let's look at this F, which means forte, and this P, which means piano, so loud and soft. And let's listen to the fragments and let's find out the loudest one. Which is the first one. So we just have to drag and drop the first one first and then the second one 3 times and 3 times. So let's listen to the original and then to our reconstruction now, and let's try to find out the difference. Okay, so what we did is correct, but we are missing something. We are missing this graduality, this sound that goes farther and farther in time. We are just repeating something, so we cannot have this global effect of diminuendo there and there, and that's what we are missing. So this is the answer to our question. I'd like to notice to make you notice something which is not so evident, especially if you're not used to this kind of music or if you cannot read it. So it looks like these 3 measures are something apart from these other 3 measures, but actually that's not true. What happens is that you have the same fragment which is repeated once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times. It's always the same thing which is repeated. And it looks different here because some notes are missing. But look closely. What happens there? Well, we don't have octaves anymore. It's just the lowest note that stays there. And here as well, we don't have these short notes and these octaves. We just have one, the highest of the 2. And if you look at this grape of notes here, you can see that there is only one inside that resists in this second part of the phrase. And the same thing there, even if here there are 2 notes and especially it's transposed. So it's less evident here to see. It's less clear to foresee this. But at least for this line, this line, this line, it's very clear. Why does Ravel did this? Because when you want to diminish something in a how would I say credible way, well, lowering the volume is not enough. When you actually go farther and farther from a sound source, well, what you do is that you lose details as well. So that's exactly what happens. We are losing the highest and the lowest note, as we would lose these frequencies, these details, when we go far away from a sound source. So this is very realistic. Um, we have one last thing to do now, just to check out if our yellow friend is there, and he is. So everything is all right.